Hey, good morning. It's Dr. James. I do hope and pray this message finds you and your loved ones peaceful, thriving, and well. So this message is for anyone, maybe it's for everyone. Everyone who would love to actually shift the way they think so they could actually start to pursue, literally elevate, and move into the vision, the version of themselves that they know is just aching to come out. And it's not easy work, I promise you. From a standpoint of a scientist, someone who studied the brain intimately, I understand that one of the greatest challenges we have is overcoming our history, because our history has a neurochemical experience that literally kind of weaves itself into our brain, into our mind, into every thought that we have based on where we've been before. The brain loves to conserve energy. And in that conservation, it'll keep us in this narrow, tiny little window. And we could go 30, 40, 70, 90 years of our life and never, ever get out of that window. We stay in that window because it's a known window. It's a window we're comfortable with. It's all we have experienced in our life. And each and every experience fires greater and digs deeper into the mind. So you wake up and you say, oh my gosh, I am going to change this and I am going to transform that. Well, you know what? That's beautiful. And that's a wonderful, empowering thought. But how does it actually move into your brain? How does it literally move into the deepest recesses of your mind so you can truly have that transformation? You know, Abraham Maslow is one of my favorite people in terms of his work with humanistic and transpersonal and transformational psychology. And he once said, what we can be, we must be. And he went on to unpack that very famous saying by saying, because we may have these desires in our life, and I'm sure every single day you go, oh my gosh, I would love to develop this part of myself. I would love to transform, or I'd love to let go of this history, this old belief system, this BS belief system that no longer serves me. But how do I actually emancipate myself from that self-oppression and move over and begin this new journey, this next evolution of my personal revolution? Well, Abraham went on to say that with that, he said, listen, if we do not pursue our highest values, if we do not continually evolve into that version of ourselves that continually makes us feel more inspired, more awakened, more proud of ourselves at a deep spiritual level, we will be living a life of quiet desperation. The type of pain that when you're repeating an old pattern, you're in a similar relationship over and over again, not just with somebody else, but more importantly with yourself, when you talk yourself out of your greatness. So I want to share with you one of the reasons why the practice of each and every morning doing these 5 things, literally, they're not just awesome in terms of getting you healthier and making you feel more energized and helping you feel like you're just going to go out there and change the world. It actually is much deeper than that. You're changing your brain when you do these practices. And the practices begin is that first thing in the morning when you're waking up, there's like a 3, maybe 5 minute window max. It's called the hypnagogic window. It's like when you're just waking up, right? You're laying in bed and you're going, oh my goodness, like where am I? Either good morning God or good God morning, and you're just kind of finding your way. Well, that hypnagogic window is one of the most suggestible, if not the most suggestible time of your entire waking day. It's when you're not quite woken up to that critical self that can come in and go, who do you think you are? You can't do that. You're not going to move your body this morning. You're going to go check on your phone and spend an hour doing that. It's all that stuff. But when you're in that window and you have a mantra, a sacred utterance, an affirmation, and you couple that with a visualization, you literally are changing your brain at a deep neurochemical level. You're building something called peptides. And peptides are these little proteins that literally build upon themselves, kind of help you build a brand new world, right? It helps you kind of move into a brand new groove. So you're beginning your day with a whole new trajectory of possibility, a trajectory of possibility. Secondly, when you go from that mantra, that hypnagogic window, you've done your affirmation, you've said your mantra, you've done your prayers, you are just like, okay, now, game on. You want to immediately move into a walk, a HIIT practice. a more aggressive type of cardiovascular situation that enrolls both cardiovascular cardio work alongside of some resistance training. The pairing of those starts to escalate dopamine, serotonin, acetylcholine, norepinephrine, all these neurochemicals. At the same time, lowers cortisol, or gives cortisol a job, which is to kind of move your body and use that as an energy source versus a stress maker. The difference between getting up, affirming your life, and then going into movement is the fact that cortisol is going to be rising no matter what. And if you just marinate your cortisol, you're just going to you're going to raise up all these stress hormones. You're going to defeat all the good chemicals that want to be built, the serotonin, the dopamine, the motivation, the peace, the happiness, the joy, the gratitude. So you got to move your body, and with zeal and with gratitude. And from there, you go right into meditation. Because what science tells us, when you go from movement into meditation, there is an experience of otherworldly neurochemical opportunity. Otherworldly neurochemical opportunity. Where you are literally going into divergent thinking. You are starting to build a new pathway, neuroplasticity. I wanted to say, so neuroplasticity, a brand new pathway, where you start thinking in a brand new way. You start believing in a brand new way. You start living what it is that you can be, according to Abraham Maslow. And yes, right in from that, you move into a healthy plant-based meal. You've got some good fats. You've got some lean proteins. You really keep the sugar out of the equation. All of those things are going to help build more ketones in your brain. And when you're building more ketones in your brain, you are literally building willpower. You're building might. You're building fortitude. You're building motivation. You're keeping yourself moving in a path that is wonderfully unfamiliar, but the dream place that you want to be living from and thinking from and being from each and every day. And the last experience is the masterpiece you go out and live. You have witnessed yourself making good on your good intentions. And that in of itself is a brain life game changer. You know, changing your thinking will change your life. Changing your mind is simply just changing the rituals of your day. Changing your rituals is what escalates you to be everything you came here to be. So with that, much love, all blessings. Make today a beautiful masterpiece called you. Thank you. Bye for now.